Yeah, and that's that. Don't ever repeat that to anybody else.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I never knew you could put things there, but that's
No,
fine. I'm
that's
sure
what the
that
doctor said too.
medically trained professionals,
Yeah,
they see it
yeah.
every day. But that's
Well,
all.
yeah. Between the carpenter and the doctor, they almost called a plumber, but they
Probably for
didn't
the
need one.
best.
Luckily, we didn't need one because I'm having trouble getting the plumber to come out. So I would have had that stuck in there for a long time if I was waiting on him. So how's your week been, Steve?
Oh, good. Yeah,
Good. Yeah, that's good.
yeah, all good, all good.
Did you hit the live this time, or did I? I didn't even know we were live.
I hope someone did.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah. No,
I don't know how much of that went out on air, but
no, they didn't notice. No one knows. No one knows. It's all a matter of medical record and possibly for posterity. So who can say?
I think I broke 2 building codes too. But, hey, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's it. So guys, if anyone sees DJ walking with a limp, you don't know why.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. Tiny picture. Hello.
Tiny show today. All right. Let's get this out there. Tiny picture show.
They're watching the vertical link.
Okay, so I saw that in the chat. Steve and I have been talking about it. There are 2 YouTube links now. StreamYard's putting everything out, or we opt for it. You can go to the other link and see it vertical, or you can opt for the horizontal link. It looks like an Insta picture. Yeah. So, and actually, did you see that, Steve, in the chat? You could tell what people are watching it on.
Oh yeah.
There's a little symbol next to each of them. Yeah. So it looks like most people are watching the vertical, but if you want to back out and go to the other link, that'll have the horizontal, the landscape view. Ilya Hudayas looks like he is watching in the the landscape view. Let's see who else. Everybody's in vertical. Paul Hurt looks like, it's pretty funny.
And if you guys are wondering, it's not 2 chats. I think it puts it all in together. I think the chat is merged.
Oh yeah.
So we should be okay with that. Yeah. Well, I'm Steve now watching it on the proper one.
Show comments on the chat. There we go. Comments are back up on the chat. Jordan's vertical. PF Productions is vertical. Yeah. But there's some kinks to be worked out there clearly because it's a new feature this week.
Well, Paul's just switched over. Well, we're nothing if not kinky, Deej.
Yeah. Talk about our earlier conversation. A doctor, a carpenter, and a plumber getting something about a rowboat.
Walked into a bar.
Bang.
Yes. Why the long face?
Oh boy.
That's interesting that we get that. So Dom's in the proper one. Eli Hudias is as well. Well, then Old School Kung Fu Films is in. Who I've just discovered from his earlier comment is in London. So
I saw that.
So he's in London. So we need to talk like this, mate. All right.
I see London. I see France. No, okay. Limerick time. Here we go.
No, we're not going to a man from Nantucket, Deej. It'll all go wrong.
It's that one's I don't even know the rest of that one anymore because it's been from around. Yeah, it's like, well, because everybody just gets to that part and you go, oh yeah, like what is the rest? I forgot by now.
So my week.
Yeah.
I have to say, man, it has been crime crazy in my local surroundings this week. It has been ridiculously busy.
Still.
Man. We've done as much in the last week as we would normally do in a month.
Oh.
That's how busy it's been. It has been crazy. How I've managed to watch the stuff that I have, I do not know. I don't know how I managed to squeeze that in, but I have. And I'm glad I did because there's some very cool stuff to talk about tonight. But boy, oh boy, what a week. How's yours been, Deej? Notwithstanding plumber issues or plumbing.
Plumbing, carpenter. Luckily, he had that screwdriver and a hammer. It's it's been busy. I can't do this.
There's only so much euphemism one person can take.
It's just Oh boy, because I gotta be careful because we're getting into the realm of it's going all out the window. It's like the euphemisms. Oh, really? Let's go. But if we keep going down this route, John's gonna chime. He's gonna jump in and be like, "Guys, I
gotta help
can't." Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't care about my job anymore. I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm in.
That's just too much fun.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
No, man.
That would.
Yeah. So, how has your week been? Has it been okay?
Yeah. It's been been a blur. I'm trying to think of how it was, to be honest with you. I was lucky enough to be able to take in some good stuff this week too. It's like we were saying before, like everything up here on the board, I think we've seen together, with the exception of 2 things. 3 now. I have 1 thing you haven't seen, and you have 2 things I haven't seen. But everything else.
Back to euphemisms, Deej.
Yeah. Well, I tried. No, I can't. We can't.
It's just not going to be a clean show, is it? It's just not. I just need to know this.
No. I got
I'm prepared, Sophia. I don't care what time it is.
I know. Oh God.
Right.
Oh
Anywho.
boy. Yeah, they're out there doing Christmas decorations right now.
What, already?
Yeah, that's what I said. And I love Christmas, and I'm like, wow, is it early? But no, it's Veterans Day over here, so they had the day off. I went to work, and they all started tearing apart the stuff from the basement, pulling stuff up, and decorating the house. So it's kind of nice.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
that's okay.
Giant
Like I say
tree.
to you, Christmas does not exist until after Thursday of this week.
Yep. Until after your birthday. It's like, yeah, all those years of not seeing Christmas vacation.
Man. Yeah. I'm still wondering what Christmas is.
Yeah.
So yes. So there we go. But no. So busy week, both.
Yeah,
Lots going on.
I'm trying to think. What did I am literally drawing a blank on what happened this week. I'm like, what did? And I'm probably like, all my that's bad. And what's scaring me is like my friends and family are probably like, I can't believe you forgot me. Oh no. What did
never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I see the moustache is growing nicely for November. I see.
Yeah, I have. That's coming. I actually got to trim the sides a little bit more. I haven't done that in like a week.
You're going full Kurt Russell in Tombstone. I see.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, down the side here. Yeah, I'm trying that this year. I did a little bit last year when I first cut it. Before the show, I had it like all the way down to here, and I was like, "Oh no, that's not good." So I trimmed it up to there. But yeah, getting the November going. I had to start. I started in the middle of October because if I don't, it'll take me till the end of November. So
we had a solicitor, like a lawyer in court locally, tried a few years back, and the magistrates got all funny about it, so we weren't allowed to do it. So this is why I haven't done it, because they get very, very funny about anything that's not
out of the order
court dress.
Yeah.
So they just won't have it. They'll get very, very funny indeed. If you want to grow a moustache for any reason or a beard, you have to do it when you're on annual leave. You can't just let it grow out. They get very, very funny about it. Yeah.
So you could come in with one fully grown, but you just can't be like look like crap like me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not like you do. No, obviously. This is a small stubble here. This is about as long as it gets. And again, that is, they just about accept it, but anything more than that, they don't like it. Unless it's full,
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Well, there we go. Anyway, all right. Well, should we get going then? And then, because we've got loads to get through, and then I'll say hi to everyone in the chat as well, and let's rock on.
Absolutely. Let's get it going. I don't know how to, now that we have these 2 streams, I don't know.
We are Brightside Gear.
Hey, home theater nerds. Welcome to the Bright Side Home Theater Podcast, a multi-award winning home theater podcast that's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the multi-award winning scenes.
All right, we got off. We did it smooth. You heard everything. There we go. I don't know what happened last week. If you heard back last week's audio show, the audio was horrible. Everything got screwed up on all ends. It was bad. I figured out afterwards that the audio, the reason you couldn't hear everything, StreamYard was telling me that the microphone I was using was the Rodecaster, but it wasn't. It was like, it was using the camera. And that's why you could hear that there was an echo to it.
Oh, okay.
That's why it was so bad. And I was like, but then remember when you couldn't hear it? That's why the audio cleaned up. I figured it out, and you could remember. Even during that conversation, I go, "Oh, everybody's going to hear this back because I'm recording it here."
Yeah,
well, it didn't record there. When the show was over, we recorded for 2 hours. I had 23 minutes of recording. So something went wrong with the Rodecaster last week, and it just botched everything. So luckily we have redundancy everywhere, so it was able to put out an audio only. But yeah, it wasn't
redundancy. Why? What have you heard? No one told me.
Yeah, it's just I could explain it to you, but it's a little redundant and repetitive. So,
nice. Deej, can I just ask you a question? Right before we get into this, is not like my normal questions. This is just something I want to ask you. This is just Big Bang Theory, right? I don't know. We've got to do a
talk about the show, or are we getting into science here?
The show, yeah.
Okay.
Science. The show. So we're now on season 8. Okay?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Now, Sheldon's a monster.
Yeah.
And there has been much discussion this week. Bearing in mind, I'm watching it with someone who has similar background and experience to what I do. And we are of the opinion unanimously that if I'm using the royal we here, we are of the opinion that you could take this show, these scripts, right, from tail end of season 7 into 8. You don't have to change a word, don't have to change anything, and it could be a horror show. The way Sheldon behaves towards Amy and the things he does is straight up coercive and controlling behavior. And if you did any one of those things in the UK, you would be arrested. There's no messing around. You would be arrested then and there. And his Asperger's and his autism, if that's what that is, and I think that's what they're getting at, would not be a defense. It would be mitigation, but it's not a defense to it. So you would go to prison in the UK if you made someone take a test about your relationship. If you forced someone to sign a contract that said what you could and couldn't do in your relationship, you would go to prison.
Okay.
And take that from someone with 26 years of doing this.
All right. Well, counselor.
Yes. Yeah. Allow me to retort.
Here's what I would say in the defense. Nobody had to do it in the show. Right. You and I have talked about this.
I know.
Right.
I know.
So we talked about real world experiences and all of that stuff. Right. This is a situation where nobody has to do it. They do it because they understand them. Right. But they don't have to. It to the point that, have you gotten to the part where she breaks up with him?
Not formally, no.
Okay.
I mean, there's been little,
so
bits and pieces.
To that point, it's like it does. So not to spoil it, but I mean, it's a sitcom. But but that's the point. You don't have to do it. Nobody in that show is forced to be there. Nobody has to do it. Leonard, I'm sure you've seen the ones where Leonard's like, I'm out of here, and he gets out and he goes and remember, I'm pretty sure you saw that episode when he goes, he's like, I'm gonna go live with Penny, and Penny's like, wait, what? Like, I don't want this either, right? So there's that. It's nobody has to do it. So I think even over there where I agree with you when you told me all those the laws you have over there. And
Mm.
at first I didn't agree with it, but now I see it and I appreciate it. But in that show, even in that context, if you were to put that in real life, you could, I feel, very easily defend that as like, nobody told you had to be there. You could leave. He wasn't forcing anybody to be like, oh, if you want to be in a relationship with me, you got to sign this.
Mm.
Okay, I don't. Bye. But they sign it, right?
Yeah.
So you think that is, how is that coercion?
It is the definition. It is textbook. I know we're bringing it down a bit. I'm just.
I think it's actually
so
funny.
blatant.
I think it's a great perspective. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I also and that's why I'm like, I know we're here for a home theater experience and stuff, but these are the things that rattle around Steve and I's head daily.
Yeah.
So if you want to get to the experiences, get to know the person too. And here we are.
There we go. Perspective. Yeah, absolutely.
Perspective.
Yeah.
But
perspective.
You know what I mean? Like it's to me, it's like so. For instance, I guess that would be the same. I remember when I signed on with the Nerdy Legion. I went through a lot of what Sheldon did, and Martin, if you're listening, buddy, he remembers it. But I was like, I had a friend that lost, not a friend actually. I became friends with him, but he had a goalie coaching business, and he lost it. It was under his name, and he lost it because he just signed on with this other hockey company, coaching company, and then all of a sudden that company is like, oh no, you want to leave and go on your own now? Well, we're keeping your name. I was like, that's my name. Went to court and he lost. He lost his name. Right?
Yeah, but there's a difference there.
Oh, no. So what I said was,
sorry.
I want to be in, like, yeah, Martin, I appreciate being in the Nerdy Legion and I appreciate the offer, but I want signed stuff that I am going to retain, because I don't ever want anybody to be able to take Brightside or anything, right? It's all that, to me, it's like he could have said no. It's like, it's a, I don't, that's a relationship right there.
Yeah, but it's not but the difference is between a business and a romantic or personal relationship. Coercive and controlling behavior requires there to be, in terms of as an offense, requires there to have been a romantic relationship. So boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. That's the difference. Otherwise, yeah. So, and it is textbook coercive and controlling behavior. The way Amy's character is developing, which is, I love him. I see my worth in him. I want to be with him. And his response is, you will do what I tell you or it's over, is classic coercive and controlling behavior. It's really serious. And I mean, I know that back when this came out, this was all played for laughs. And I get why, because I think at that time it would have been. But for those of us watching it with the particular perspective that I've got and what I've seen, I keep imagining this. And again, I said to this person earlier today, when we do an interview, when you attend to do a police interview, before the interview, the police give you what's called disclosure. All right. So it's a slightly different disclosure to what's mentioned in the US, but you guys call it discovery, but it's disclosure of the evidence that they've got. And these days, since the pandemic, it tends to be written and literally called written disclosure. And every time that I'm seeing these episodes, I can just see this written in police disclosure. Was compelled to sign a relationship agreement that stipulated what she can and can't do, who she can see, who she can't see, who she can talk to, who she can't talk to, or else the relationship is over. It's like, as I said, you don't have to change a word, and it's a horror script. It's incredible how quickly, this is, I think, the point, how quickly the societal view of this has changed, because we're talking less than 10 years since the show ended, and this is only season 8, so we're still well into the early 2010s or thereabouts, and so within 10 years society has, again, I appreciate I'm only talking about the UK because I don't think it's the same in the US, but society has gone from, look at this silly man, what a silly person he is, he's a subject of fun and ridicule because all the other characters look at him and think he's silly. So we've gone from that within 10 years to, this man would go to prison if he did this in real life. And as I say, Deez, the starting point for that would be prison. Crown Court, prison, all day long, measured, by the way, in years, not months. That's how serious it is. Isn't it funny how quickly that has changed? Anyway, I know that's not what we're talking about tonight, but it just occurred to me.
I also think you're looking at it through the lens of your career, right? And every
Yeah,
time,
well, yeah,
every
yeah, yeah.
time you
Mhm.
see this, right? Say every time you see this, you say, I'll give you another one.
Mm,
This is, Big Bang Theory. They're
mm,
signing off, and every time that you see somebody signing off on stuff like this, it's gone bad. And it's in
mm.
front of you now. Nobody brings it to your attention and going, we have a great relationship. Well, this is great. Oh, you can't do that. He's going to jail. I don't want to press charges. Oh, but it don't matter. You know what I mean? So you're seeing
Mhm.
it through the lens of every time it goes bad. All right. This
Mm.
is all in the characters that are signing are doing it on their own volition. They're not being coerced. They're just doing it because that's who he is. I'll give you another version, and this hasn't changed. It's
Mhm.
50 Shades of Grey.
Mhm.
She signs off. She doesn't sign off. Do you want to be? These are all things that they're versions that, and that can go bad. Clearly, that's the one that has the chance of being in front of you more than Big Bang Theory.
Well,
But
yeah.
there's many times that people want that. That's a quote unquote fantasy life that people desire.
Mhm.
If it ends up in front of court, things went south. If it doesn't, it's two consenting adults. You know?
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
how I look at Big Bang Theory. And I think most of the world does. You're just in
Oh, I
the
think you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
in the unfortunate position, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate your perspective and everything else we've talked to about. But you're in the unfortunate position to have light on that and go, oh boy, this could be a horror movie if it went south, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah, I honestly, it's fascinating. It really is. I mean, we're thoroughly enjoying the show. I mean, it's as I said to you before, it's like televisual crack. We can't stop watching.
yeah,
But as I said, but it's also you just realize how this has changed, how the view of it has changed. I mean, again, I'm sure police officers watching it would take the same view. Again, prosecutors would probably be spitting blood watching this. I mean, I picked this up as a defense lawyer because I can see myself representing Sheldon.
Right.
Because I've dealt with exactly that and worse, but also less. I mean, I've dealt with clients. We'll get off it now. Sorry, but I've dealt with clients that literally have been arrested because they look over their partner's shoulder when she's on the phone, and that was enough to have him arrested and prosecuted. That's kind of where. And so when you get someone the way that this is playing out, as I said, it's played for laughs, but looking at it is like, my goodness me. But anyway, there we go.
Wow.
It's just interesting as it evolves.
Yeah. And that's a
Mm.
sitcom, everybody. Imagine him during a drama.
You don't want that. Not an English one, because all you'll get is like we got during that adolescence, which is just like, well, that wouldn't happen. That's ridiculous. That's
it's
wrong.
exactly what
That's
I just
stupid.
said. Marcus Beebe. Steve, it's a comedy.
Yeah, but yet there's a fine line between comedy and tragedy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, and this again, like I said, I appreciate when it came out. This is a historical document, this show, because it's years ago. And I appreciate at that point it was
the
not
historical documents.
Yes. Whereas now it is, looking back on it, as I said, this is why it's so strange that society has changed so much in such a short space of time that it could, if that came out today, that's a horror story.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy. It's incredible. Anyway, there we go. Just made me wonder. I mean, Paul, I know Paul, he's alluded to this stuff before, and just because if we raise it, it is a serious subject, albeit so he says our family's quite a bit of experience with this. There's some methods of coercion that would scare the crap out of anyone. Well, and again, we have talked about it, this is the point I was about to make, Paul, but it's not really consent if the consequences of not consenting are worse than consenting. That's a very good point.
Right.
Very good point, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, happy. Sorry, guys. I taken us down a very dark place. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I gotta need a minute, shut the lights out, and watch something.
Right. Okay. Let me say hi to everyone in the chat.
Oh God. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get to the chat.
There you go. All right. Because there are a lot of people in for so early in the show. I mean, obviously, everyone is just getting vertical.
Yeah.
Mind you, if they're getting horizontal deeds, that's a different show again. Yeah. Right. So first in was Old School Kung Fu Films. Was in a bit earlier, albeit in this stream. I don't know if he was in the other one, and so someone was probably in earlier, but there we go. He's in. So hey, buddy. And then we've got Paul Hertz in, as we know. And we have Paul Frederick PF Productions himself. He and I have been emailing a lot this week for reasons we'll get to. Steve Atz in. Hey, Steve Atz in the chat. Jay Van Gool's in. Oh, he's changed it from Van Gool to Jay Van Gool. Here we go. Jay Van Gool. Nice. Like it. And we've got Dominic's in. Bonsoir, Dom. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I think I've said AC3. If not, I will. Captain, my captain. I know TSG was in earlier. I'm not sure if he's still in. Jordan's in. Hey, Jordan. And Greg's in. Hey, Greg. Saying happy Veterans Day, not Valentine's Day, but early for that. Veterans Day.
Or late.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, ask Meg, then we'll know.
Yeah, almost a month.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, fair play. And then Marcus.
From your birthday.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, Marcus Beebe. Hey, Marcus is in as well. Hey, buddy. Rach is in. Hi, Rach. I think we've already said Alejo Diaz is in. Buenas tardes. He's in as well. And we have got, I saw another couple of others as well. Sorry, going down. Oh, EPRFA. Did we ever work out how to say that? EPRA.
Yeah, I don't work out. I don't work that stuff out.
Yeah. Okay, well, hi to you. Hey, buddy. Paul Bill is in. New person? Paul
Bill 4221. Yeah.
No, not sure.
Maybe.
No. Okay. Well, hey, Paul. Anyway, nice to see you. Blind Guy's in as well. Hey, Blind Guy. Hey, buddy. John Mansour's in. Hey, John. Ariel Alanis is in. Gosh, goodness me. Loads of people.
Yeah.
And still going down. Yep. Fred's in. Hey, Fred. C Big's in. Garinda's in.
Fred.
Hey, Garinda. Yeah. Yeah, man.
C Big, Garinda. Yeah. And then, all right.
There we go.
Wow.
That's all good. Yeah.
We have, it's funny. I didn't know I can look now. I think I said this to you before. I don't know if I said it on there though, but I can see where everybody's viewing on your channel, on your Twitter, my Twitter, and YouTube. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Any penguins as yet? Oh,
no.
I see now. MKH Audio says hi from Melbourne. Well, if you stick around, MKH, we've got the film for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming Melbourne, Australia, of course.
I
don't think there's a Melbourne in the US, is there?
Do you want to get to that one? You want to open
Well,
with that one, or did you want to? What did you want to open with, Steve?
Well, I was going to suggest we open with the really serious one, and then we can go light from there. Can we do the vertical one? Yeah, because then I'm not going to spend long on it, but let's do that, and then we can go a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, MK Audio.
Let me see. I'm going to bring
buddy.
this. Let me remove from studio. I'll add that one in, and then we go.
Yeah, let's talk about
this
that.
one right here.
That's the one. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do this one. So here we go.
Okay. All right. So this is the excellent, and that is the only word I can put on it. The excellent documentary that is Return to Auschwitz: The Survival of Vladimir Monk, which is a film that you talked about last week, and had been mentioned previously on the 25-hour show. And I have to say a big thank you to Paul Frederick, PF Productions, who very kindly gave me access to a 4K 5.1 surround link so that I could watch this, because it isn't available in Europe. You can't get it here. It's not been distributed yet. Fingers crossed that's going to change. And I couldn't get it from the US. And so Paul very, very coolly sent this to me. And I watched it on Sunday night. So that was Remembrance Day here, Remembrance Sunday. And I watched it with a couple of other people. And it is exceptional. An incredibly moving story. It's 56 minutes long. Now I know, because I've been back and listened to it, that the reason for that length is it's PBS length. And it's a thoroughly absorbing and engrossing documentary that is very, very moving indeed. And I watched it, as I say, with a couple of other people in complete silence. And that's unusual with these three people, including me, as you probably gathered. So we watched it in complete silence. Yeah, very, very moving, very powerful. And it is not to be missed. And I genuinely hope that it can be made available to a European audience so that they can see this. It needs to be seen by as many people as possible, and especially in, given today's current climate. Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I mean, that 56 minutes just disappears. It's interesting. I heard Paul talking on that show about a director's cut, a longer version, and and I thought, oh, that sounds great to me. And so, if there is such a thing at some point, that would be very cool to see. Yeah, so really, really enjoyed. It's the wrong word. Experienced it. I think it's probably the better word. And it was really good. It was in 4K. It was in 5.1. Somehow, you've talked about the home theater. Somehow to me talking about it feels kind of cheapening it, which I don't want to do, because it's not about home theater. This is about a story that everyone needs to be made aware of. So it's exceptional, and it really does need to be seen. And I did it. I was nothing short of moved. And in fact, I'm going to hopefully go to Auschwitz at some point in the next couple of years and see this. What made it even better, I have to say, and I'm going to spare Paul's blushes a little bit. Luckily, he's not on the show now to get blush. What made it even better is not only was it made available to me to watch, but then we've been emailing most of the last few days and getting a different perspective on it and finding more about it. So that's very cool. So other directors, if you're out there, and producers, I'm looking at you, Spielberg and Guillermo del Toro. If you want to email me this stuff, I'm happy to talk to you about it afterwards. That's the way it should be. So it's only right.
Yeah.
Because forget directors' commentaries. You want directors' emails. It's just much cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Can I get my own private commentary? Like, all right, I've just started it. Just start talking. My own private, screening.
So exceptional, absolutely exceptional. I just, and
exactly how you.
Yeah,
exactly how you put it. It's to be experienced. It's the tagline of the show. It's all about the experiences is the tagline of the show. But this is one of those that it is to be experienced. And the one home theater that I said last week that I think it's worth repeating is that if you have the theater and if you have the means, definitely watch this in that, because like I said, some of those shots that Paul got of Vladimir, and it's like, I couldn't help and be like, oh yeah, Superman, Vladimir. I remember just sitting here, turned around, looking at that screen and looking up, and it's just like he had some of you want that vertical shot, and you want it to, it's weird to say that this is like real life, but then it's like, there he is, larger than life, which he did. That was his life too. So
yeah, I mean, and actually, I really like that poster in particular is great. And can I say that the photo that he's holding, and also with the tattoo on display, if an image could speak 1,000 words, that's one. It's an incredible story. So Paul, thank you for sharing it. Thank you for making this. I know it cost you the earth. And as you said, you haven't had a nickel back yet, but thank you from me and the people that watched it, and he knows because I've already told him an email. But I just want to say it publicly. It's an awesome piece of work, and I just hope everyone will get to see it, because there must be so many people this side of the Atlantic that would want to see it, and again, not just schools, but broadcasts and everything else.
It's like you were saying in the show, like the denial of it, all of that. It's like how people could be like that, I have no idea. But I mean, and that's not what he didn't. I don't think he set out to make it for that reason. I think it exposes it when people go, "Oh, what? No." So, but it was, it's an amazing piece, an amazing story, and you say, I can't even imagine what it's like making something like that. Like talking to Paul about that and like going through it, and then especially that perspective. Like I said, I told you before, the woman that's with him, going through it with him, and you see it from her perspective. That's some of the that's just brutal stuff. It's like the generational gap there and everything. So, but still, the emotion between the two of them. So
I mean, I am going to go. I'm going to go in the next couple of years, because I haven't been, and I did study it at school, and I, it's one of those things I've always wanted to do. And I mean, for me, Paul and I, again, I won't say what we talk about in emails, because it's a private thing, but for me, it'll be seeing that gate, the Arbeit macht frei gate, that work sets you free, seeing that gate, walking through that gate, I think will be one of the most moving experiences of my life, quite frankly. And I think that's going to be very, very difficult in exactly the right way. I mean, yeah, it'll be incredible. So yeah, got to do it. So it's almost feel like you kind of have to. It's a pilgrimage that I think everybody should have to make, because of obviously just there's not been anything really like it. And there's been discussions the last few days about, well, obviously 9/11, but that was all in one foul swoop, and the scale.
It's not even close to the scale, though.
No, well, quite. And then you've got Pol Pot, and in the Khmer Rouge and the killing fields and that sort of stuff, which was closer to it, but again, not on that.
You'd have to go back thousands of years to even approach something like this, which you could literally say that's not civilization. You know what I mean? Like this is during civilization. This is after the Industrial Revolution. This is, you'd think we were better, And to have this happen, it's like, So and then Paul just says, it's life changing being there. I have no doubt, Paul. In fact, honestly, I would be crushed if it's anything other than that. I genuinely feel it. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned about, how emotional it'll be, to be honest. Yeah.
That's because I feel myself, even just talking now, let alone being there.
The courage it takes to go and be like, all right, this is a trip. And you just, never mind having the wherewithal to be able to document it, to shoot it, to do all, to do all of that and then still experience it too. So. But so
it's awesome.
Definitely we could do that again in the future there, Paul. Absolutely. That'd be good. That'd be another opportunity. So, but that'd be great. Yeah, Paul.
So
for the audio only, I'll say, because we're sitting here, I'm like, put it up on the screen. I'm like, for the audio only, Paul's saying in the chat, I could talk for hours about the behind the scenes of making this. Maybe another takeover Tuesday someday. So absolutely.
Yeah, so anyone in the US, because I think we do. If you are in the US, I don't know if Canada's got it too, or whether it goes down south of the border down to Mexico and stuff. But if you are in North America, certainly it's available on iTunes. It's on Prime as well, we understand, but on iTunes is the best quality from what Paul says. And he hasn't made a penny on this from what we understand, or indeed a nickel.
Not yet.
So, if you can buy it,
if it's out there, it's like he's a ways away from making money, because he actually explains it in
he did
one of the shows that that was on the 25
hour one. Well,
because it's funny when we I mix up our conversations, because him and I talked after we recorded the Takeover Tuesday, and that's why I was like, we got to do the 25 hour. I got to get you back to do this part. So, because we didn't even, when he first came on, we didn't even talk about this. I knew about it, and I had watched part of it, most of it. I probably watched about 60% of it, but when I first had him on. And then we talked about it afterwards, and I was like, and then he started talking about the behind the scenes. I was like, all right, we got to get this. And then, so that's why I added that to this week's Takeover Tuesday. I'm like, get more exposed, because I know not everybody sees the entire 25 hours and stuff. So, if you can buy it, do it. And Paul, if you get this distribution over here, let us know, because then we can do it again and tell people about it. Absolutely.
Everyone needs to see it. So there we go.
Yep.
So
alrighty. Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do next? What do you want to do next?
Do you want to do a complete 180 then? And let's go for our Melbourne friends. If we've got people from Oz that are doing it, shall we go straight to that, to complete 180?
Sure. I think we can do that. Where do we do that? Here we go.
Much trailed.
much ballyhooed.
Ballyhooed, mate.
There we go. All right. Can I add it to the stage? No.
Yeah.
Remove.
I'm just hoping for more of your "That's Not a Knife" accent, Deej.
Yep. That's not a knife. That's a
crikey.
Knife.
Where's John when we need him?
That's a knife. That's as close as that's as close as I get. Yeah. And maybe saying Sheila. It's a Sheila.
Sheila, mate.
Sheila.
Get into it. Get into it.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
But
all right.
yeah, if you don't know already, we're talking about. Oh, so you did. We're talking about Crocodile Dundee. You
Mhm.
saw the encore cut.
I did.
Okay, so I saw Crocodile Dundee on Kaleidoscape, which is it's in 4K, but
Oh.
it's not the encore cut. It is just flat out.
Oh.
Let's see, yeah, just flat out 4K HDR10 DTS Master Audio 5.1. So yeah, so you saw
Okay.
the encore cut, which I believe that is what, from what you're saying, got edited.
Yeah. When I say encore cut, I mean I was looking out for anything extra. It's not so much what's been added; it has been taken away.
Yeah.
So the transsexual bit has been taken away. So firstly, him being told, you see briefly the person, and then they just disappear, and nothing happens. So you don't. Yeah. So they've taken out the comments about it, and then they've taken out him grabbing a woman by the crotch thinking she might be transsexual. So they've removed both of those. They're very short, but they are part of the film, and they've just gone.
Okay.
So what did you think of it anyway? Because I know you haven't seen it for a while. So what was your take this time? Still good?
Oh yeah. It's a blast.
Mm.
I felt like picture wise, the grain stuff, like much like Karate Kid, I was like, oh, here we go. I'm like, all right. But then there were some shots that were really nice. But yeah, I thought it was hysterical. I have a blast with it. I mean, it's silly, but it's the, fish out of water story. How about you, Steve?
I loved seeing it again. I know I've seen it many times, but not for a very long time.
Yeah.
I must have been video the last time I saw this. I don't think I had it on DVD, Blu-ray, and so this is my first trip back to it. Yes, Paul says. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So it was my first view in a long time. But I quickly discovered I know every scene change, every line, every bit of dialogue. It all just came flooding back. And I had an absolute blast revisiting it as well. What was funny though, now bear in mind, I'm a Kiwi. All right. Now, some people I've known for a long time who don't know that and don't think I have an accent. Other people that I, kind of just met are like, oh, where are you from? And straight away think that I've got a Kiwi or an Aussie accent. But halfway through this, I was on call and I had a call from a police officer letting me know that someone was ready for interview. And I swear to you, Deej, now bear in mind, I don't think I normally speak this, but I picked it up and I said, oh, Steve George. And he goes, yeah. And when I went, yeah, mate, no worries. Yeah, I'll be there a bit later on, mate. I'll see you in a bit. And as I put it down, I thought, oh my God.
God.
I've just gone full Aussie. And because I've been watching this. So there we go. Anyway, great fun. Really enjoyed it. It is painfully 80s in the best way.
Of course.
And I had forgotten just how 80s it really is. But then that's fine. And that is kind of where its charm lies, I think. So it's great. Some very significant ADR that I had missed before, where there is one major F-bomb that is clearly said that is gone. And he even mentions just before the pimp says, do you want to one of these? And that's been changed from the F word to the S word. And it's really blatant. It's right in camera. It's really clear. Yeah, I know it seems weird, but there it is. But anyway, very, very cool. So in terms of the video, now I think this might be a different version to the Kaleidoscape one, Deej, because there is not a lot of grain in this. There is some towards the beginning when you've got the optics of the credits, but once that's gone, the grain's gone.
Yeah.
And I think this it does at times look quite soft. That's going to be the shooting.
Yeah.
That's baked in, I think. But it is at times absolutely beautiful, as you say. Like the bush stuff looks great. There are some shots that make it look like a tourist video. Made to want to make you go out there, which of course would have been the point of this, I suspect. But there are some shots that look so beautiful on it that it just, it looks absolutely incredible. Some of the close-ups on Mick Dundee. By the way, Deej, while I'm thinking about that, how old was he when this came out, when he shot this? Would you say?
I already know. I was thinking the same thing. I already know. He was 47.
He was
47. She was 28.
Oh, was she?
Did you know that
Gosh, she
part?
looks older than that. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Gosh, she looks
Yeah.
older than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was 28, and and he was
That's a bit
40.
icky, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So, the other part, not only his age, I mean, the first time you see him, right? I forgot a lot. Not that I forgot it. That's not the right way to say it.
Mm.
I didn't notice this stuff back then, and we probably couldn't have the way, I did see this in the theaters. I saw it, then you watch it over and over. So even though I saw it in theaters, probably most of my memory is based off of, a 20-inch television on HBO, right?
Mhm.
And now seeing it in this clarity with HDR and everything, it's like he looks like when you first see him, it looks like he's been in a tanning booth for about 10 days straight. He
Yeah.
is as dark, and you're like, what the hell? And he's a small man.
Mm.
Like he's not tall. He is thin. I mean, he's in good shape, but
Yeah,
he's
he's wiry,
short.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's just then different shots. He has like a different skin tone. Like he's pale.
Lighting, wasn't it?
He's
Yeah.
darker. It's just
But he looks wrinkled, and he looks. You know
Yes.
what? He looks like he's
an
been out in the
alligator.
sun. It's not just his jacket.
Yeah, he looks like a crocodile. All right.
He does look like he's been in the outback for a long time. He's like a prune. He's shriveled.
Yeah.
He's got very, very wrinkled. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was looking at it thinking, so I'm 4 years older than he was. I'm 4 years older now than he was then. And I'm just thinking, like, flipping it, man. He looks like my dad.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
It's just
Well,
like, wow, like, God. It just,
Yeah,
it
you're
must
out
have
in
been
the
a rough
sun
decade.
that long. Yeah, you're gonna. The other story part that I noticed, I'm wondering if now he wrote. I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah. It's
He
his
like
story,
wrote
and
this. The whole thing. So that had me like. There was one scene that I remember that I've never noticed before, but it was when he was first getting dropped off. Okay, they were dropping him at who was his buddy's name there that like took him and dropped him off and said, "We'll pick you up in a Wally." Yeah, good day, Wall. Well, he gets out of the boat and he walks by Wally and he looks at he deliberately.
Have you not noticed that? Have you not noticed that? How he looks at the watch and then looks up and goes, "Oh, 20 past 2."
And then she goes, "How did he do that?" And he's like, "Oh, well,
Yeah, have you not noticed that? Yeah.
I'd never noticed that, but at the same time, if I had noticed that the first time, I would have been like, "So are they gonna? Was there a storyline where maybe he was a fake?" Because that's something that like I can do that to a degree, right? Read this like you'd think with all his expertise. I thought that was weird. I thought it was funny because he's like, 220, and. I don't know if that was to show that he was savvy because the rest of the time they show he's really good in the outdoors. So you'd think he'd really know how to do that anyways. Right.
Yeah. I think it's well, Wally says, he embellishes it. So he does have these skills, but they embellish it more. So they make him larger than life more than he is. Cause he is
right. Like his leg got cut off and it was a bite.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And we know that he's not telling the whole truth because he was poaching for crocodiles, not fishing and
fishing,
so I think,
and she has all the bullets, which is great.
Like, oh yeah, so I think that it's been embellished, and I think that's part of it. He's trying to make her think that this in the film. I think she's supposed to be a silly American out of her depth, in the outback, and so I think he's trying to make himself to be more than he is.
Yeah.
At least at that point, but yeah, we know he does have certain skills and he can do certain things. And by the way, I had forgotten that Reginald VelJohnson was in it. So Sergeant Al Powell is the chauffeur. I had forgotten that he was in it. Of course, now this was 87 and 88. We get Die Hard, so he must have gone from this to that pretty much.
Yeah, he got a promotion. Yeah, he got out of his tribe. Which and that was the other part that I liked. Like him talking to her, like when they were in the outback or whatever, right? And he's like, "You won't survive you won't survive 5 minutes out there alone." And she took it as like, ha, like almost like sexist, when in a way, like he would say that to you or me. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like she took it as, no, I'm going to say that to everybody. So I liked that dynamic too. Like it's like some of the things, like the way he would treat women and stuff. And like she was thinking of it as being, oh yeah, I won't. And then it's like, okay. But then he obviously follows her up and protects her and everything. But yeah, I
there's-
just, it's
There's some
fun.
interesting things. Yeah, there's some interesting things where he is kind of all kind of not strong and knows what he's doing, and then also then very innocent when he gets to New York. I mean, approaching the girls on the street, and he's like, "Well, do you want to go dancing or see a film or something?" And the impression
Very
you get, he
respectful.
clearly means that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he doesn't understand what it is that they're doing.
Yeah, if you
But yeah,
talk,
no,
if you use foul language, he'll literally knock you out.
yeah,
You
yes,
use
yeah,
foul
exactly.
language in front of a lady, he's like, they're like,
God. Yeah, no, it was great. So I think it looked good. It sounded as good as it was going to be. It was quite a wide soundstage for this version, which was kind of welcome. Not a lot going on in the surrounds, even with upmixed and Neural-X, but
No.
still decent. And it reflected what I remember from when I saw it way back when. But then as I said, just a big wide soundstage. So yeah, I mean, I've got the sequel. I tried to squeeze the sequel in, but I just couldn't get to it. So
I wanted
will
to
give that
right
a go.
after watching it. I was like, I gotta see that. And then of course, I still don't remember what I did the last week. So something took me away. But I'm like, what the hell?
But I will definitely see it for next week. I mean, it's right at the top of my pile. I've got F1 now. I've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 4K, and yet Crocodile Dundee 2. I will see that before those because I just got to see it again.
Oh yeah, it was fun. The one thing I will say though, and you had told me last week, and we talked about it at the beginning, that they had they cut out some scenes. It is weird that they cut it out because it was back then an iconic scene, an iconic line, so quotable, because they're like, she tries to stick up for him in that scene that was taken out, and it was still here, and if it wasn't still in it, I would have forgotten that line. But it was like, remember, she tries to defend him, and she not defend him, but she's, oh yeah, he's from Australia. Like that's okay. And she goes, and then the woman goes, oh, I'll have to go there. And it was like, that made it right. But it was like that makes it okay. And that's what made it so iconic. Like, oh, he's from Australia. Like, okie dokie, I guess. But
yeah, no, it's cool. I like, and of course, you asked last time, was this the one where he goes back to the outback and protects it? But of course, this is just a love story. I'd forgotten that bit. That I was convinced in one, he protects her from the bad guys, and then two, back to Australia, in New York and then back to Australia. But of course, no, this is just a love story. Yeah, actually, Fish Out of Water love story. That's it. It's not till you get to part 2 where you get the actual action, as it were. So I can't wait. Really looking forward to it. Really
that line in the city when she's in the city, and he's like, he said to her something like, "Are you okay?" And she's just, I think he walks away. And she's like, "Whenever I'm with you, I'm always okay." Right? Like I always feel protected, but yeah, even in the city, he just has no fear.
Well, he does get beaten up as well at one point. I mean, I was a bit.
I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, he actually gets a kicking.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that until he gets saved. He's like, "Hey, I have him right where I wanted him," so, which was pretty fun. I did remember that once he said it. But yeah, that's a fun
well
one.
worth picking up. This
Absolutely.
I think if you're like us and you hadn't seen it for a long time, or if you haven't seen it, definitely pick it up.
Yeah.
And still, I think £15 on Amazon in the UK. So I don't know whether it's the same in the US, but for £15, it's a steal.
Yeah, I think it was the same thing on Kaleidoscape. I think it was $14.99 4K.
Oh man, well, yeah.
And the other part that's fun is, like you said, like just the picture quality. Seeing it, like I said, my memory was probably all from like a standard def on a 20-inch television, and now you see it like this, and you're like the details and stuff. And there's some nice details other than him.
There are more than one occasion, actually.
Sometimes 2 at a time. Very nice, very nice. So
Night, Sophia.
Yeah, keeps you engaged, keeps you on the edge of your seat, if you will. So looking forward to part 2.
Although I don't think it's the same in 2. I think 2 goes more innocent again. It goes more action than than anything else. I think from memory, but
Maybe.
we will see. We will see. Jordan says, Steve, do you think the third film should hit 4K? I don't think I've ever seen the third one, or if I have, I've only seen
I
bits of
don't
it. That's
think
with the
I have
son.
either.
I think he's got a son in it, and I seem to remember it was the reviews were like, why?
Yeah.
So I think I don't think I've seen it, and in all honesty, Jordan, and I respectfully, I don't think I would. I didn't. Yeah.
As
much as I love these two, I don't think I need three. And I think there was a more recent thing they did as well, where he now, of course, he was 47 then. I mean, he's pushing 90, and he was in something then. So again, I'm happy with the past glories.
Yeah. Glories.
Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. So yeah, well worth it, that one. Right. Yep. What's next?
Absolutely. Let's see. What do we got? What do you want to do here?
I mean, we are resplendent with show titles this week, Deej. It's like, take your pick this week.
No, I'm thinking, what do you want to? I mean, well, let's take a little quick break here. What do you want to wrap up with? We'll talk secretively. What do you want to wrap up with? I could say
theatrical one. We shouldn't we? I mean, I haven't gotten this on for nothing, Deej.
Okay, so that isn't very secretively. I said secretively.
Yes, Alien Earth. That's right. Yeah,
like,
Prometheus.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, or
right.
the big Netflix one. We could do that.
There's another secret. I'm putting them up on the screen for you behind the scenes.
That one, that one.
Yeah, I know.
Netflix has got loads of things on.
We'll wrap up with those last two.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to do from your collection here? Because I have everything. You do one from your collection, then I'll do the one I have that you don't.
Okay.
So what would you like?
Let's do John's recommendation then. Let's do that one. The one that you had. There you go. Straight in. Yes. Straight in with a bullet.
All right. All right. Or an arrow. I'm more a fan of bow and arrow than guns, but okay.
Okay then. And again, you can see the blue lights on here, Deej. I snagged that picture really quickly. You can see the blue lights on the left. Look. All right. So this then is the poorly taken photograph of. Sorry, I really did grab this quickly. Of the Apple TV Plus movie, Matthew McConaughey starring The Lost Bus, which doesn't say it there in terms of like in the title. It says it in the bump there, and I didn't read that. Is that this was apparently a true story, or is loosely based on
inspired by a true story of survival.
Of survival. There we go. And this is in 4K, all the Dolbys, so Vision and Atmos. And
not my bird.
No, not that.
I had Dolby. A bird named Dolby once.
Wasn't Dolby the name of a shark in Anchorman 2? I think it was. Isn't there a song about Dolby?
I don't know.
Of course, you hate Anchorman. Yeah,
exactly.
Got that. Yeah. I think Dolby's a shark. I think. Anyway, the chat will correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Anywho, so this was then the only reason I watched this. Only reason, because I didn't even know it existed, was John Cerconi of this parish happened to send us a text, and he sent us a text with a picture of it saying, "Just seen this, guys. Really good, and you should see it." And then I'm like, okay, what's that? And as I am wont to do, I went and put the trailer on and thought, wow, this is quite cool. Not only does it have McConaughey, not only is it a firefighter brush fire movie, and we know from Only the Brave that they are good, but also it's directed by Paul Greengrass, who is a Brit, and of course directed the latter three Bourne movies. He did United 93. He directed Captain Phillips. Yeah, he did. So a guy that knows how to mount a kind of realistic sort of movie. So this then, again, apparently loosely based on a true story of a forest fire in Paradise in California. That's a place, apparently, where you have Matthew McConaughey, who is a down-on-his-luck school bus driver who is really struggling, and he's got a teenage son that hates him. He's got a mother who's very unwell, and he is estranged from his wife, and he is struggling, and his life is falling apart. And on one fateful day, a serious brush fire sweeps in, and all hell breaks loose. And he finds himself having to go and rescue some school kids who are trapped in the school, and much drama then ensues. The movie's excellent. really, really good. I watched this with someone in the cinema room, and just was blown away by it. Had to do it in a couple of sittings, unfortunately, because of work, but it was awesome. And highly recommended as a movie. Deej, this is, I mean, again, I'm with John on this. This is well worth seeing, Deej. It's really, really good. McConaughey's great in it, then he always is. And with Greengrass to sort of give it the sort of steady cam, hand cam kind of, realism, really does add to it. And of course, it is an Apple TV Plus production. So therefore, for streaming, looks and sounds very good indeed. I did have to bump the audio on this. So again, I mean, John and I have talked about it since
streaming. Yeah.
Yeah, well, quite. And I did have to go, I think it was as much as 10 dB more than I normally would. You really did have to bump it, but it's worth doing, because you then get in a very enveloping mix. I mean, all the way through it, the idea is the fire begins because it's been very dry for a long time, and there are these strong winds. And so the winds are all moving in the speakers and everything else, which is great. And then once the fires begin, there are loads of swooping shots. So where the camera starts up above the fire, goes down and then right through it as the bus is driving. So you've got cars coming over, you've got it smashing into things. There are flames all moving around, all into the overheads. It sounds great. And most people not watching this on an Atmos rig, I mean, obviously, present company excluded, but most people watching this will never get that experience. Watching this at home with that bump in audio, it is a proper theatrical experience. It really is. You feel like you're right there. So yeah, it looks really good as well within the confines of lots of smoke and lots of flames and stuff. And that can be tricky for streaming, can't it? Because you can get some blocking and everything else. But within that, it looks great, sounds great. It's a really enjoyable movie. I'm surprised, frankly, that Apple haven't done more promotion on this, because this was not a cheap movie. This is not a let's just bung this on streaming because it'll be cheap job. This is they've spent some cash on this, and not that long ago, this would have been a mid-range theatrical release, which would have done decent business. So it's both a shame that I suppose it didn't get a theatrical release, but awesome for us who've got decent home cinemas, because then we get to see it better than 9 out of 10 other people.
I feel like Apple doesn't do a ton in promotion, really. I mean, F1 they did, but that was a big theatrical release, and I think they're going to be using that for future stuff, like we were speculated before. But yeah, it's a lot of times I find myself being like, what? Oh, there's something else on Apple. It's they don't run a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Or if they do it exclusively on their platform. So if you're not constantly going there and checking, you're going to miss out, which is kind of like, hey, we do all the promotion for our show here. If you're not checking out if you're already checked out the show, what you know what I mean? So it's like you need outside promotion. Hint to the listeners. So, but yeah, it's no, I wanted to check this one out, but it was like I told you before when it was like 2 hours 9 minutes. I was like, trying to. It is hard to squeeze stuff like that in, and I try to avoid doing multiple viewings on a first viewing. I mean, sometimes if you have to, but try to find like the 2 hours to get the whole thing in at once. But yeah, so
it's good. It was so one on John's recommending it. It is really well worth seeing. And again, it's there. It's but it is weird the way they don't. I mean, this must have cost 50, 60, 70 million to make, which I appreciate these days is down the back of someone's sofa. But
not mine.
Well, no, all mine, unfortunately. But for in Hollywood terms, this is mid-budget. And yet, it really should be something that they should have pushed more. Very, very strange that they haven't, but there we go. But yeah, well worth seeing. I think most people will really enjoy it. And as a dovetail with Only the Brave, by the way, the Joseph Kosinski movie, which people haven't seen. We
talked about.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's
like a year ago, if not longer.
Yeah. I've got the 4K disc of that, and that's a true story that is much truer than this, as it were. But that's a true story where there's very emotional, but a hell of a film as well. So
that was Kosinski too.
Yeah. That was his warm up. Remember, I said that to me, and it's very clear when you watch it, is his warm up for Maverick. Yeah, because there are shots composed that are clearly him going, okay, so if I put the camera there, this is how it will look, and then you see that in Maverick that he's using those shots again,
which so played out into F1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, quite. Yeah. So it's really worth seeing. I know you've got it, haven't you? You bought it on Kaleidoscope. I think I've seen it on the tiles.
Yeah, I saw. We talked
Yeah.
about it. I talked about it on the show. We talked after you.
Did you see it? Did you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I talked about it too. Yeah, you
okay.
told me about it. Then I saw it, and it was like, yeah. I mean, the Atmos, everything. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
But it is tough viewing. It's even tough going into it because because of the true story of that, the nature of it.
Yeah, whereas I didn't when I first saw it. I hadn't heard about the hot shots teams and all that. I didn't know. I mean, I appreciate, I knew what happened at the end of Titanic. I knew what that was going to be. But when it comes to the hot shots thing, that I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know. So yeah, imagine my surprise.
Yeah, you didn't know at the end of Titanic it'd be a huge debate on who could fit on the door.
Yeah. Well, Cameron did actually recreate it, didn't he? He actually he proved the theory.
All right.
Yeah, very cool.
See. Where is
where's your one?
Mine? Okay. Let's do this one. So this one typically wouldn't be one that you would bring as a home theater experience. But season 3 of The Diplomat, starring Kerry Russell, and I forget what his name was in it. That plays her husband, which you can see on the graphic right there. That's
looks familiar. Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, you'd know him from a bunch of. He's great. I mean, season 1 and 2, I loved. And I just happened to see it drop. I don't know when it dropped. It could have dropped weeks ago, but I just saw that, season 3 is out. So I started season 3. And the reason I'm bringing it is it was a really cool home theater experience right at the 8-minute mark of episode 1, season 3. And I did start this one on the glasses. So I was like, we got snow flurries here. And so I'm waiting for some snow flurries to go through while I'm painting cars. And I jump in the truck, throw the glasses on, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to check this out. And I'm like, it's a perfect series for that. And there's like I said, at the 8-minute mark, they're talking about getting a character out, and they're like, how are they getting out? And they're like, helos. And right when they say it, the characters go like this and look up to their left, and which is to your right on screen. And in that spatial audio, I'm like sitting in my truck with the glasses on, and I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. I was like, that is really cool. The other part that makes it really cool is they're doing a jump cut because they're talking through like a Zoom call, right? Like, so they're in two different, but when they do the jump cut, the sound goes away. The overhead go like immediately, as it should, because you jump cut to be in the other place, not watching them on the screen. Okay. Then they come back and the sound of the helicopters goes right back to where it was. And then they leave and then they come back. And I was like, I got to see that. I got to experience that at home. So I come home, and now in the spatial audio, the helicopters were pretty dominant, and it sounded like they were literally landing on the roof. They're like, how are we getting them out? Helos. You're like, oh yeah, that was really cool, right? So I come home, fire up the theater, and I'm like, go back and like go jump to that scene, and I'm like, let it play out, and you hear boom, 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 boom. They're coming, like, and you could hear them coming, and then they jump cut away, and it goes away. Then they come back, and it's like boom, 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 right over your head. What I noticed is if I hadn't watched this with the glasses first and had it inappropriately represented, it might not have been as big a deal. Because in the room, it was subtle, like where it should be. The helicopters should not be on the roof, but it's like, boom, 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 boom. But they panned from the front. Like, I want to say not like the front right, but it was like out away from the front channel and then went diagonally across the room in the back to the left. So it was like, it wasn't the front right, but it was like halfway down the room where there isn't a speaker, but it went over my head, and it was subtle. And it was like, you could hear them like go boom, 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 go over. So it was really cool. But this is one that like maybe this is one of those scenes that are very subtle. like if you watch in multiple viewings, you'd be like, oh, that was really cool. I heard that pan
Mm.
overhead and stuff. Where it's The Diplomat, you're not going to do that, right? You're not going to go
Mm.
back and go, now let's listen for the Atmos effect in this,
Get everybody
pol-
in.
in this political drama, you know. But it was like, because the spatial audio kind of does what like a sound bar does with stuff, where it puts it everything kind of in the okay, it did put it overhead, that's for sure. That was really cool. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. But have you ever seen this show?
No, I haven't.
No.
No,
John and I watched it. John did.
Mm.
I know that.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the ambassador to England. So there's
Yes, I remember you. Yeah,
a
that's
lot
right.
going on there where it's like it's really, really interesting.
Is it? Yeah. Does it hold up though? Given all that's going on, though, is it kind of? It still is as it's not like kind of, because it just seems with things going on at the moment, and we're not going to get into politics, but with all the stuff going on, it does make me wonder whether this is all a bit trite now. This is all a bit passe, because any drama they can come up with for this has been out dramaed by the drama coming out every day. It seems.
Well, yeah,
you know.
but at the same time, what's interesting about this is it's a husband and wife team. It's you're more interested in their struggles, and not just their struggles, but their brains too. They're both really smart. Like Kerry Russell being the wife, it's like she's super smart, but so is he. But he's impulsive, and she tries. That's the real dynamic. That's why it's called like The Diplomat. It's about her and really him. It's like how they work together, and then the political landscape around them and how they're dealing with it. So it's not really about the politics. It's about these people dealing with, and only in this setting would you get this kind of a struggle, right? Because there's no more like exciting ground for this type of, like, remember, did you see the Michael J. Fox's show, the Spin City? Do you remember that one?
Some of it, yeah,
Okay.
I did, yeah.
So like, I can't even imagine that show today, but that was in the early 2000s. And it's basically like what all of politics is about. How do we make this look? Let's take the facts, throw them away, and how do we make stuff look so that we can handle the public and other people and our opposition and all this? So the real political landscape, the real life, doesn't matter. And that's the other thing I was going to say is, like, we go into our theaters to get away from real life. I know politics exist, and here's an example of how something could be handled. And that's what's interesting to me. And it's, some of the stuff in here, you'd be like, I don't even think that could ever happen. And that's fine. But or maybe it could. I don't know.
Yeah. Or sometimes we go into our cinema rooms and real life gets a bit too real, aka the House of Dynamite.
Yeah. So
it's a bit too real.
Yeah. And that's just it. Yeah. So it's like where they try to bring it to you real, and you go, I got to get out of my theater.
Yeah, where's the aliens?
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it was fun. So it's like, I mean, they're hour-long episodes, and I'm all the way up to season 4 now. And it, just started it, and it's a blast. But yeah, that was a fun little nugget there from for home theater wise, from a political drama. So,
alrighty.
All right. All right.
Can we just quickly squeeze in the one I did tell Paul that I would?
Which
the
one's
one
this?
that we touched on last week. I'll do it fairly quickly. The one that I bought for cheap, bottom right. That's it. Just quickly.
Yeah,
I'll do it quickly.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get this all wrapped up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this will be fun, and then we'll finish out.
Yeah. Okay, so super quickish. This is then, you can't tell from that image because there's no bloody title on it, even though this is a still menu. You would have thought someone could have put it on there. There's space. This is the 1080p Blu-ray of A Monster Calls, which Deej reviewed last week on the back of Paul Frederick's recommendation. And I purchased it during the show last week for the princely sum of £6.82. And it arrived on Thursday, but I only got to watch it earlier today. Luckily, was able to watch it all in one on my own, cinema room, sound up. Had to very slightly bump the audio again, only very slightly, only like 2.5 dB, but just a little bit more. So this is in 1080p, but DTS HD 7.1 master audio on the Blu-ray, which is interesting. But so what? I upmixed it to Neuralex anyway. So, there it is. Now, this was my first viewing. I had heard of the film when it came out ages ago. I was put off the film when it came out, from what I recall, because I thought it was kind of like, some sort of fantasy thing that just didn't. I didn't realize it was based on a book, and I absolutely didn't realize the subject matter that it was referring to. This is absolutely not a fantasy story at all, so I'm ashamed to say I had missed it. I'm very glad Paul mentioned it and that you saw it, and then drew my attention to it as well. The story's beautiful, very moving, very, very tricky for some people. I think people going into this need to be aware that this is a story about someone who is terminally ill, and her young son coming to terms with that, and the changes in his life, both because of his development, but also because of what is going to happen to his mum. And there's a beautiful line at the beginning. I don't think it's much of a spoiler, but it said this is a tale about someone who is too old to be a child and too young to be a man. And I think that's a beautiful line, and it's got to come from the book. So it's a beautiful story, very moving, as I say, quite a difficult watch, but really, really good story and really well told. The reason to see it, of course, and is what Paul had said and what you've said, is the home theater experience. I don't quite know what's happened here, because you've got quite an intimate story tacked onto a balls to the wall home theater experience, and so I don't quite see how the two meet, really. This is like Michael Bay mixed with very, very just
see it. I see the artistic choice in it. I think I mentioned it last week, in that if you notice, they jump out of his imagination and back into reality, and the sound, drops dramatically, right?
Yeah.
And it's the now that you've seen it, the one particular scene in I think it was like the cafeteria, and you can hear other kids, like when they come back into reality, you can hear other kids in the surrounds, around the room. It's just very, very subtle. But then when they go into his imagination, it's definitely larger than life. Everything is amplified, and I think that's the artistic choice of the voice of Liam Neeson, of the that voice, that the amplification of that, and how it overtakes the room. Then the action itself overtakes the room. There's parts where stuff is growing up around, and you're like,
gonna come on to
it's amazing. I think that's why, like Paul was saying, like this is it's a home theater juggernaut that you wouldn't expect, but I have to imagine that the power of the story itself, right, would lend itself to the director going, I want this. And then the sound designers going, this kid's imagination needs to be bigger. And that just fuels the fire to get what we get in our rooms. Right.
Yeah.
Because you're like, where the hell did this come from?
Yes. It is crazy. As I said, this could have been told in lots of different ways. This could have been done in a very straightforward, very like a chamber piece, like a drama, and nothing more. And you could, in fact, you could imagine this if it being done on a stage, let's say like a play. You could do it as a play without any problem at all. But someone, again, whether it was Juan Antonio Bayona or someone else, decided, you know what, let's give this Michael Bay treatment for this drama. So the video you mentioned last week, and I'll echo it, is really nice. Very, very detailed. All the little things on the tree look great. The eyes, as you say, at times it looks almost like it's got an HDR pass to this, because when the eyes and the trunk of the tree go orange and red, it almost, it's like, wow, okay, that looks really decent. very, very detailed. You're going to want your set calibrated before you watch it because some of the darker stuff needs a proper calibration.
Yep.
So you get the three dimensionality of that. And again, as Paul says in the chat there, the animation is beautiful. I love, that style of animation is really good. Reminded me a little bit of Kill Bill, but obviously in a very different context.
I think that's also part of the story, as you find out by
Mhm.
the end. The animation,
the
like,
drawing,
and then
yeah.
the stylistic part is also it's showing moods. It's showing like where they were at the time of that storytelling.
Yeah.
And again, the way that's shot, and like you said, like almost the funny thing about HDR is like the ability to show more gradation. It's a higher dynamic range. It doesn't change your brightest to your darkest, right? The brightest part of your screen is still bright, is the same brightness. And say it's the gradation between. It's just more gradation. So in something like this I think this is why we get confused sometimes, and we look at it and go, how is this not HDR? Well, if you shoot in high contrast, like what they did with the eyes there, where it's all black around it, but then you give it that bright light in the middle, that can appear to our understanding is like, that's HDR. It's like, no, HDR would be where it's bright eyes and then the black around it, but you'd see detail in all of that blackness around it. That's where the HDR, because you'd have more gradation between. So the pop is so good. It's so real. I'd love to see this in HDR, see if there is more detail in there, but it still doesn't change like how good this looks and how it's like, have it, if you can get your calibration right, it's going to look fantastic.
Which is what it does. And again, then the audio. I mean, the audio again, I briefly touched on it, but there were a couple of scenes, and again, I think you've already mentioned one. The first time he is enveloped by the tree, in the hand of the tree, very King Kong-esque, by the way. I thought again with the other video, but
that was part of it.
Exactly. So as he's enveloped there, again, the imaging is genuinely exceptional. I mean, I almost thought I was going to feel something sort of twitch my ear, where you could hear the branches are growing, the branches are creaking as it's growing, and I genuinely felt like there was something right behind my ear, right here, that was going to kind of just sort of tweak my ear, because it was so precise, so detailed, and the envelopment of these growing, creaking branches and that kind of thing is exceptionally good. Really, really good. And that happens a number of times, and then you get the power of the bass with the with the church falling and all that sort of stuff. But although never overwhelming, I don't think it ever. Again, it's not Lucy, it's not June 2, it's not overwhelming, but it gives this huge room-filling cacophony of noise, which is great. And it just feels so theatrical.
It all plays out at the end when they like nothing.
Just
right.
Exactly.
You're like
the absence of sound again.
It's. I mean, it is ridiculous how it's like. Did my amps go out? What happened? I mean, there is nothing. It's awesome, and that's all part of the story too. It's like it's literally like
Well, do you notice how it starts? It starts with no noise, no sound at all. You get all the production logos, including the Lionsgate one, which normally blows you out the back of the room, and it's all silence. It's silence until you first see him come out of the house. And I thought that was interesting as well. So that's another choice about, let's have the absence of sound and then show you the difference between the two, because then it kicks into the big, bang crash stuff. No, it's great. It's very, very good. I mean, again, Paul, I appreciate you recommending this. I would not have circled back to this. I'd have never seen it. And Deej, you took up the mantle. And again, had you not seen it, I wouldn't have done either. I guarantee I would never have seen this film had it not been for you two. So yeah, thank you for that. And anyone that wants it, if it's back in stock in Amazon, I kid you not, got the last one. But if it's now back in stock, because there was only one left and I had it, then if you can get it for £6, it's a steal. And again, if it's cheaper like that over in the US and that, then get it.
I noticed, I already mentioned it to Paul this week. He didn't see it, but I'll ask you, it's not really a spoiler. Did you see in the end, towards the end, when they were scanning his room, his new room, remember?
Mhm.
And the pictures on the walls? Did you see who his mother's father was?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome.
I saw
I
it
said that to
earlier.
Paul I
Yeah.
said that to Paul during the week. He's like, "Oh my God, I got to go back and see that."
Yeah, I saw it earlier in the movie too. The picture itself is shown earlier again in the
Okay.
background, but
Mhm.
because of the screen and the distance I'm seeing, yeah, I had already tweaked who it was.
Yeah.
It's another very cool little
Oh,
thing.
little awesome touch. Awesome.
Mhm.
You're like, "Yep, that makes sense. That makes
Mhm.
sense." So
Yeah,
really cool.
it's. I wouldn't wait, Dom. Dom's saying I've never seen it. I'll wait for a 4K release. Dom, don't wait for it. Don't sit on
Yeah.
it. It is a good enough disc and a great sound experience. And for £6, even shipped to France, you're not looking at much more.
Yeah.
Don't sit on it. Get it sooner.
Yeah, it's that
Don't
good.
wait.
Yeah.
Because it may never hit 4K because it's a below the line movie and it's kind of been and gone.
Well, it's not below the line now, Steve. It's been on Brightside Home Theater.
Well, indeed, but that's as much as we'd like it to get a 4K.
I mean,
instant
did we
release
or did we
on
not
our
push
paper.
for Tombstone? And we got it. So,
We did, that is true.
I think
Did
that
we or
was
did we
us.
not pray? Yeah, we'll take responsibility for that. We mentioned Star Wars, the original ones, and look at what's coming out
There
next
you
year.
go.
I mean,
Yeah. We got an in there. So it works. There you go.
Oh,
So-
yeah. So no, don't wait on it, Dom. Get it before then. Don't
Yeah.
wait for 4K because I'm not sure how 4K could sensibly improve a great deal on it because it's
No.
already awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Same with Atmos. It's like if they added Atmos
Yeah.
to it, I don't know how. I definitely get it, but I mean, this is one that's like, like a Nolan film. Like, is this
Mhm.
Atmos? Because it's fantastic. So
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. Well worth picking up.
absolutely.
Okay,
All right,
right.
so we're gonna lead off with this, and we're gonna finish with the other.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. This one coming in 2 hours 32 minutes. Netflix, take it away, Steve.
Okay. Frank N. Stein.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
sorry, Frankenstein. Yeah. So this is the drop last Friday on Netflix. It's been out in theaters, I think, for a couple of weeks and still in theaters, according to Guillermo del Toro's Twitter feed earlier today. And I was aware it came out in theaters. As you guys know, if I can see something in the cinema room first, then I will.
Carl Ellsworth saw it in theaters. We talked
Yes,
about it on the
didn't he?
25-hour
Yeah,
show. He's like,
did.
he's like, I can't wait for you to see it. He loved it.
Yeah, he did. But balancing that out is John Thompson, who had a very, very different view.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, he's been very vocal about it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So I saw this. I was going to wait all day long and see this in Cinema George. IMAX, no, thank you. Laser projection. Now you're all right. It's available in Cinema George within a couple of weeks. I will wait for that, and I'm glad I did. So I put this on Friday night. I saw the film I'm going to talk about in a bit earlier in the day, and then on the evening I got home and watched this, and I watched this in one sitting, which is unusual to get this much time where I'm not interrupted by something. But I watched the whole lot in one go as if I had seen it in theaters, and I did enjoy it. I'm not the biggest Frankenstein fan, Mary Shelley or otherwise. I'm not really a big fan. This is not the kind of horror that does it for me. I've seen the Ken Branagh version with Robert De Niro as the monster, the creature, whatever you want to call it, way back when. I only saw that once, and I saw that in theaters. The only thing I would say about this is I think it does hew very sort of slavishly almost to that story and then presumably the book, so that every story beat in this I felt like I had seen before. There were no surprises in this for me, and I must admit that was a little bit of a problem for me, because I was thinking, okay, so I now know there's the old man in the forest, okay, and I know what happens to him, and I know what's going to happen then, and I know where we're off to, and I know why. And I must admit that began to become a little bit of a problem, because I was thinking, I love how it looks, I really like how it sounds, but the story is kind of, I feel like I've seen this film before. So after one watch, I was a bit, I had enjoyed it. I was never bored, but I didn't love it. And I'm not sure I'd buy the 4K disc, because I'm not sure I'd see it again. But I did enjoy it while it was on, because I just think it's kind of one and done for me, because, as I say, the story for me felt familiar the first time I saw it. So that was the thing. So what did you think of the movie, Deej? And then we'll talk tech specs.
Yeah. I love the movie. I loved the story. And I was talking with Joe about it yesterday, and he's like, I know the book, I know the stories, and like throughout this, I'm trying to figure out, I've seen so many of them that I'm like, is this true to, I can't remember, is this the book or is this true to, and but let's take the movie as it is, right? I love what they did. I love how he told the story. I loved whether you call them homages to the other Frankensteins before it or whatever you're doing with it, but the size of the characters, what they did here, who was the overall story of this to me is the, man playing God type thing. And shouldn't we, what can go wrong when we meddle and all of that. And it's like, but then the humanity of, and we're doing it now in sci-fi too. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but where we create things and then give them like souls, for lack of a better term. And it's because I can't think of another way of putting it, but it's like
so anthropomorphize.
Yeah. And
okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, and we're having a hard time with it now with quote unquote AI, with robots, because they're cold. But here we have, in this story, it's more to the point. It's like before robots were thought of, this story came about, but it's the same story. But this is literally a human being, right? It's flesh. It's not a cold computer, right? So you have that mix. And the way they played this out, and we can get into the technical part of it, which I think is what they're going for. And it's like kind of push back a little bit on Twitter with John, in that I almost feel like that's the point. When you, again, just like we talked about with Monster Calls, where like they use the sound, they do this to partially tell the story. Well, I think that's what Del Toro's doing here, is like he's using techniques, he's using stuff to tell this story, to try and mix the metaphors, if you will, if that makes sense. But by the end of it, what I loved about it is I felt like it's just something you just want to talk about, like spoilers, everything, and be like, but what about this? And what about that? And it's like, and this is, it just, there's so much to it. And I think that's what makes any piece of quote art great. It's like, if at the end you go, yeah, that was all right. You want to talk about? Not really. Okay. This here just lends itself to that. Right. And I think and what's funny, ironically, like you said, like John not being a fan of it is doing exactly what you'd want anyways, right? What Del Toro would be like, hey, all right, you're talking about it. Good. I don't agree with you, but let's have at it. So, and to me, that's the point.
Yeah. I mean, I just think I would have liked something a bit more, because Del Toro is a great director and he's done some fantastic movies. And I think I just thought it was going to be something different. It would offer, I mean, visually, sure, sound wise, absolutely, which we'll get onto, but I think story wise for me, it just was a bit rote. And that's not to conclude that, and I get that this is based on a novel from the 1800s, and that therefore that came first. But this story's been done so many times, both literally this story, but also things like it. That this, Frankenstein is essentially Jurassic Park without the dinosaurs. Same sort of thing. It's just because we can doesn't mean we should, and this is what happens as a result. And so I found it too trite, too predictable. I know where this is going, and it's in no rush to get there, because it is 2 hours and 32 minutes long. And so I found myself thinking, okay, I see where this is headed, but it's just taking too long to get there. But that's not to critique the performances, because I think the performances are great. Yeah. The guy, obviously Oscar Isaac's fantastic as Frankenstein, the Dr. Frankenstein. I mean, even what's her face? Oh, goodness me. The lead female. Oh my God, I can't remember her name.
Is it Mia Goth?
That's her. She's good in this as well. Decent English accent. She's, she seems okay. And I think everybody's good in this, including the guy playing the creature. By the way, interestingly, for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was supposed to have been Andrew Garfield. He'd been cast as the creature, and they
Really?
spent months building up the makeup. They'd done it. They'd months and months and months, and because of scheduling conflicts, he dropped out. So they only had a few weeks to do the makeup for this guy. They had to redo it. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's all on IMDb, so it must be true.
See, yeah, exactly. The thing for me though is like, even if you screwed it up, who would know?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, we didn't get the makeup exactly right.
Well,
Based
yeah.
on what? Like, you
It was-
know, it's
yeah.
not like you would come at it and go, this should have been a little bit different here. It's allowed to be, you know?
Yeah. Well, mind you, it was 10 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah.
You don't
I
even
thought I
get
saw
in-
11 hours in the chair every day.
Yeah, he would get in at midnight,
Yeah.
and then they just work through the night, and just to get him ready for it. So goodness me, what
Yeah.
dedication. So as I said, the movie it looks beautiful. It's handsomely made. It's Del Toro through and through. But as I said, I think I wanted something a bit different. It just felt like, oh, next page, next chapter, next bit. I know where this is going, and here we go. And so that was a bit disappointing. I like the gore, by the way. Some great gore in this.
A lot of nice gore, yeah.
That was quite fun. But again, it is Del Toro, and that's what he does. In terms of the presentation, all about the experience and all that.
Was it enhanced for you, Steve?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Okay.
It looked fantastic. I mean, I can't imagine many commercial theaters showing it and it looking any better than this at home, because it looks stunning. I mean, again, Del Toro knows how to do it. It looks fantastic. It's never less than 3-dimensional, 185. So of course it fills the screen, so you feel that engagement. The audio, I think, was really, really good. A couple of big standouts. Obviously, the creation of the creature was fantastic. I loved all that. All the thunder going around. I mean, again, Carl Ellsworth. No wonder he loved it. You've got all the thunder rolling around, and you've got the sparks of the electricity, and you've got the shouts and all that. I mean, that's really what this film really should build to and then from, which is what it does. And then you get big explosions, the fire and all that stuff. Just sounded great. And I like the bass when he's rocking the ship and all that. And also actually some of the hits quite beefy as well. So when he's hitting people, you feel that punch as he's doing that. That was quite nice. And doesn't always translate well to on streaming, but it did. So I thought it's a top-notch presentation. I mean, it looked and sounded fantastic. I just wanted a bit more from the movie. Like I said, I don't think I would sit through this again. I certainly wouldn't sit through it in one go. There's no way I'm going to get 2 hours and 30 odd minutes to watch it in one. And they're saying in the chat that Del Toro said it is going to come out in 4K. Fine. And might I pick it up? Yeah, but I'm not. I wouldn't be itching to get it because, like I said, I don't think I'd see it again, to be honest. But there it is.
See, I'm interested. Like after seeing this, I was like, now this is home theater wise. I'm wondering how much better the disc can be because it was that good. Like there were times you're watching this and be like, it's like this is like, physical media quality. The picture and again, we've said that for years that Netflix knows how to shoot these things so that they're getting the most out of this stuff. And I don't know if they, we've not asked anybody, but we've asked the question, like, do they give notes to the directors or like how to shoot stuff because they know it's going to be streamed? And if you follow these guidelines, it's going to play really well on Netflix, right? Because we've seen stuff that does not play well on streaming, but then on physical media, like that's amazing. So this here is like audio wise, I'm like, how much, to your point, like how much better could this be? Like the bass in it, the detail in the bass of like when he's pushing the ship and stuff to you, but the hits, the quiet times, all of that stuff. It's like, how much better could it be? That's what I'm interested in. I don't think I could sit through it in one sitting again either. But home theater wise, I think there's a lot here to be like, how close are we getting with streaming? Is the potential there? I don't know. It's like, I'm like, I really can't think of anything. There wasn't a time in this movie that I was like, oh, that's going to be so much better on disc. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like, I love the story. I love the disc. I love the movie. I mean, the home theater part of it. John, not a fan.
No, really
Parts
not
of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, he
that's
took
all right.
very much against it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he did, and his and in fairness, because we're alluding to it. I mean, you can go to his Twitter
Yeah.
feed and see,
Yeah.
but
It's all
from
public.
what I gathered from it, and
Yeah.
he didn't like he thinks it looks fake, it looks digital, it looks AI, which the film's supposed to be pushing against.
Right.
And so I think that was his problem with it. And then also I think some
Well,
of the
yeah.
as well. But
Yeah.
and, I
Del
mean,
Toro
obviously,
himself has been against stuff like that. And that's
yes,
what
yeah,
he's
mhm.
like, how can he? And I don't know. It's, yeah. So, but that's okay. That's
Yeah,
all
we
right.
can talk about it when he's next on.
Exactly. Exactly. And that'll be a fun conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
All right. Here we go.
main event.
The main event. I gotta switch this out here and bring in. Should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't. So, all right, here we go. You saw it first. I got it in yesterday. Take it away.
Yeah, I didn't get dressed up in this t-shirt for nothing, Deej.
I know.
Right. So this then is, you may have heard of it. This is Predator Badlands,
Yeah.
which hit in the UK last Friday. In fact, I think it was worldwide on Friday.
Yeah.
Don't think there were any early reviews of this, showings of this. But anyway, I saw it Friday afternoon. I went into the office. I was due to work all day, and then I just said to my boss, "Can I have this afternoon off?" And he said, "Why?" And before I could think of any clever excuse, I just said, "I really want to go and see a film." And he looked at me with that look of sheer disdain that he often does when I talk films, but then let me have the afternoon off. So that was very cool. So now I went to the theater and had an experience that is a first for me. And that is a particular cinema chain in the UK has invested, it seems, in laser projection. And my local theatre that had the seats upgraded a couple of years back has now got a number of laser projectors, and this was advertised as such. What was not advertised, and I've got to say this, because it may have affected my enjoyment of it, is that it was in closed captioning. So the entire movie, not only does it have the subtitles that come with the movie, but every little thing has a subtitle. So, you know, Predator Wickers. I didn't even know that was a word. It says Predator Wickers. And then, you know, loud noise, you know, moving music. Just, oh, for God's sake, it was annoying me. So that didn't help.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, endless adverts and trailers. There was nearly an hour's worth of crap before the movie started, which really was not cool. But anyway, I digress. So then the movie started. Yeah. So the film, so everything that comes after this, by the way, needs to be filtered through that lens. All right. So subtitles and ludicrously long pre-bloody film rubbish. Anyway, so film then begins. This is a movie that is, the story is, we are apparently the furthest into the future that Alien and Predator has ever been. Okay, so this is what Trachtenberg has said. So this is way, 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 way further than we've ever been. It's so that there can't be any issues with canon. All right, that's the reason for it, apparently. So they don't have to worry about what's heading with the story. So it's way in the future. And then we have Deck, who is a member of the Yautja Predator clan. Me neither, right? Anyway, is trying to earn his stripes, earn his cloak, literally, and is sent on a mission, goes on a mission to try and earn his stripes. And whilst he is on this planet, is it called like Death Planet or something? Planet Death. I mean, I think they could have come up with a better name, but anyway, something like that. And then he goes on this mission, encounters Thea, who is this who is a synth. It's in the trailer. And obviously they then go on an adventure together. And if that doesn't sound like a Predator movie, there's a good reason for that, because this is not really a Predator movie. This is not a Predator genre movie at all. This is a buddy sci-fi action adventure movie. This is Midnight Run meets, you know, Star Wars. This is not Predator. And I had some issues with that. I don't mind telling you. It took me most of the film to get on board with the fact that there was not really going to be Predator in this Predator movie. This was just, as I said, going to be midnight run with laser guns. So, I'd be lying to you, Deej, if I said I wasn't a bit disappointed even by the end of it. It was video gamey, kill monster A to get thing B. And some of the humor just didn't really land for me. And so, bearing in mind, wasn't in a good mood by the time it started.
Right.
It didn't really work enough to get me into it. Now, will I see it again? Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Will I buy the 4K disc? Yeah.
Yeah.
Will I see it again? Yes, I will. But I was not massively, engaged by the end of it. I came away from this disappointed. Bearing in mind, loved Prey, really liked Killer of Killers. This was a step too far for me on the first viewing. Anyway, I know you enjoyed it more, Deej. Do tell.
So yeah, I enjoyed it a little, just a little bit more, and literally for the exact reasons that you didn't, right? I was in a good mood. I saw this yesterday. It was the weather here wasn't conducive for work, so I was able to take this in. And yeah, I too wasn't expecting the movie that we got, and it for me, by the time the movie ended, at first I was like, what? It's not. It is a Predator movie, but it's not what you would expect. And as I said to you earlier, that's the part that really intrigues me, because it's like, where else can you do this? And it's that, and that, to me, that's the statement of the movie. That's everything that this is about. It's what the story is about. It's what making this movie is about in real world, inside their, make-believe world that this movie takes place in. But as I said to you earlier, and it's like, if you know the Predator franchise, this all started back in the 80s with an Arnold Schwarzenegger, vehicle of just, guns and muscles and, just being a rude guy, like Jesse the Body Ventura in the back of that helicopter. Go from those lines to this, and you're like, that is not the same franchise. And to me, that's the point. Mm-hmm. That's the point of all of this, because it's literally, don't judge a book by its cover. Right. And it's, the Predator franchise has gone in that direction, because when you first see him in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, you're just like, he's an alien, he's the villain, boom, done. That's your judgment. Now you get to know more. I think it's naturally where this should have gone. I love that they went there. And that, to me, like I said to you earlier, is like, I think it takes balls to do that too. To take this franchise and put it into this direction. As we talked about before, it's like, how can they do PG-13? Well, that isn't even the story anymore, because you see that there's not a human in the damn movie, in the whole thing. It's all, anything other than human, but the story itself is, how did they have the balls to do this? And that's the point of it. I think, in answer to you said it to me earlier when we were talking about the video gamey, and then you mentioned something else right there. And I think I can, when you see it again, I think you'll understand that's part of the story. It's part of, there's a reason, kill this, then this. It's like, that's part of the story. And I think if you're not so concerned with reading and not upset, it's stuff you'll get more into the story and understand. It's the, as we talked about earlier, the manipulation of the characters and how things are playing out. But yeah, I can't wait to get this at home. I thought the video, the picture, I think is going to be a blast. 4K HDR. I think it's going to be fantastic. And then same with the audio. There was a lot of nice pans, and when I can get pans into a regular theater, and this is I see Showcase X Plus Cinema with the Atmos, same thing, laser projection. It looks fantastic. If I can get those pans in that cinema, it's to be able to get them here. It's going to be even better. So really looking forward to it.
We were talking before the show. Dealing with laser projection. This is the first time I'd seen anything on a laser projector, certainly a commercial one anyway. And so I've only got this. I've got no frame of reference. But I was a little disappointed with that. I wanted it to be brighter and I wanted it to be more detailed. There is some difference when I was looking quite closely, but not enough to blow my socks off by any means. So yeah, I agree. I think on 4K disc it will definitely look better. And the audio, I have to say, I thought even in this theater was pretty good, man. The jungle stuff. There's things all going around, and and you could sense the Atmos speakers and stuff. So yes, I have no doubt it'll look and sound great at home. And again, as I said, I will buy it no matter what I thought of the movie first time around. I'll definitely buy it. Dom, talk about deep cuts. So Dom says you'll have a Furiosa rediscovery in Cinema George, I believe. So yeah, goodness me, that's going back a bit. But yes, yeah, I think. Do you know what, Dom? I think you're probably right about that, and I am perfectly prepared to accept that that is a possibility. I'm not suggesting otherwise. I think probably that's right. But having seen it the once, in this particular environment on this particular day, and I was wide awake. I wasn't tired. It wasn't as though I'd had a bad day, just a bad initial experience, and it just was not the movie that I wanted. It wasn't the film I was expecting, even though I knew it was a genre change. It still wasn't. I thought the humor was dopey. I thought some of the creatures were a bit silly as well, including the main one. Kind of looked a bit silly to me, and again, not very Predator. But that just me as a huge fan of the first one, and the second one, but not quite as much. I want, and again, huge fan of Prey and Killer of Killers. This was a big departure that I wasn't ready to go on this journey. So hopefully I will be next time around. And I mean, to be fair, like apparently Trachtenberg said his first thought for this movie was going to be Predator in Nazi Germany, killing Nazis. I'm like, yes, please. I'll have that. Yes, thanks very much. That would have been a hell of a double feature with Return to Auschwitz, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I did see the trailer. I don't know if you got the trailer, but I got the trailer when I saw this for Sisu 2.
I've seen the trailer. I
saw it in the theater, and I was like, oh, boy.
Yes, 21st of November, I think it is. It's not far away.
Yeah.
I just see. Sorry, I think my laptop's about to go off. Let me just plug in my laptop a minute.
Okie dokie. Even while you say that, though, about some of the characters in this movie, I'll talk to you after the show, spoilers, but that's even, to me, it was purposefully done for you to do the don't judge a book by its cover type thing. And from every aspect, because I had, like you, I had the exact same feeling / sensation of, are you kidding me? They're going in this direction. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, that works because you made me think that. And that, and it's a spoiler, so I don't want to mention it, but I'll tell you afterwards. But I think you know what I'm talking about. But there's another franchise that went in this direction, and I was not happy with it, and I've mentioned it on this show. And they didn't do it for the reasons that they did it, but I think they used that franchise against it and set you up as the viewer and went, "Oh, son of a gun!" Yeah. So I think it's great writing, everything. I'm loving the whole thing.
I thought the very last end bit, the not mid credits, it's like beginning of the credits thing was that was a serious facepalm moment, by the way, as well. And I won't spoil that. That was like, what? So that didn't help. I mean,
not gonna lie, I was thinking that the whole time. I'm like,
where's?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, come on, and it's like, because this is one thing, that's another. That's nature. Don't do that.
You wait till the
exactly.
Who finds out about this?
Exactly. So
I think everything else is spoilers, but I just hopefully I'll like it a lot more when I see it, when it comes out. But it's a day one buy. And
we own the rest of the damn franchise. Because it's both franchises.
Oh yeah, I've got them all. Although Killer of Killers, hopefully we'll get a 4K release at some point, because that's the only outlier now. That one hasn't been released. So never mind. So, hopefully, like I said, I'll enjoy it more next time round.
Yeah. All righty, that will do it. Boom, boom, boom. I can't wait to talk about that one again. I really can't. I can't. I was like, I can't believe they did that. But all right. Steve, one other thing. We are streaming to 59 countries around the world now.
Ooh, wasn't it only 58 in the week? What's happened? What's the extra one?
I'm not sure. It could be Kenya.
Wow.
Or where is the other one? Yeah, I think it might be Kenya. Kenya, Nigeria, something like that. Those are the newest ones, I think. So yeah, we're picking them up. But yeah, it's we're getting there. As I said to you and John, what did I say? We're in like more. What was
a
it?
third of the population can watch it. Or
More than a quarter of the
Globe.
population are listening to us. But you have to figure out how many countries there are first, not people, because it's not 2 billion people listening. Believe me.
Paul says, "Come on, Antarctica. What are you playing at?" Yeah, we're still waiting for the penguins and the polar bears.
Yeah, it's like we have most of the Western Hemisphere. We're missing. I can tell you where we're missing over here. We're missing Greenland, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, and then you got to go down to Peru.
Come on,
Guyana,
Paddington. Come on, what the hell?
Bolivia, Paraguay, Chile, and Uruguay. And that's it. We got the rest.
What are those last two, Deej?
Chile and Uruguay.
Uruguay. Oh, aluminum.
Exactly. Did you know what I said?
Yeah, I did, but it's
Paraguay and Uruguay.
Uruguay. That's how they would say it. Yeah.
But what's funny,
Back me up here, Eli. Back me up.
There's three. It says 3 countries right above Brazil, and it's Guyana, Suriname, and then France. So do they have a territory or property over in South America?
The French. Ooh, I don't think
it just says France, but we do have France. We have tons of DOMs in France. So
France is North Africa. There is lots in the Pacific. Obviously, French Polynesia and that. Kind of thing. I don't think they have in South America, unless I'm really wrong. Portuguese did, of course.
Yeah.
Guyana. Okay, so Dominic's just.
But we're seriously lacking in Africa. We really got to pick up a lot of those countries in there.
Okay, we can do that. That's the destination of our first field trip.
Yeah, exactly. We did grab Pakistan. We picked up Pakistan. Yeah, we have. Oh yeah, we got Nigeria, Ghana,
so that's Central Africa.
Yeah, Senegal. Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, and Kenya. So it's
North Africa. We need Morocco, Tangiers, Egypt.
Need,
that's where we need.
We have Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. We have
UAE. Yeah,
India, Pakistan. Yeah, we're doing well.
Well, if you're a Saudi prince,
South Korea, we have South Korea. Good following in South Korea.
Well, any Saudi princes in Saudi Arabia, if they want to, throw us a few billion, we're prepared to pop over and say hello.
We don't need a few. I'll take one.
Don't sell yourself short, Deej. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I, for one, am not going anywhere for less than $1 trillion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Nothing on me.
I'll let you know when we hit it. Yeah, we got Norway, Finland. Yeah, we've got pretty much all of Europe. So,
yeah, man, nice.
Welsh.
Nice. Yeah, Welsh. Yeah, Wales. Not that far from me.
Yeah, we have all of that. I mean, yeah, we're doing well there. Yep, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, we're doing good. All right. Yeah, we got to get to 60 countries.
Okay, it's got to be done.
That'd be nice. 60 countries. Taking over the world, Steve.
One theater at a time.
I honestly, I'm like, somebody in Pakistan is listening. Somebody in Pakistan is listening to us, which I think is hysterical. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, all right, hi. So cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It is very cool.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. Yep, we are. The gospel is being spread.
Yeah.
The gospel of St. Briggs.
Yeah.
Is
easy. So. All right. We'll wrap it up from here. Links in the show notes for Movember. Just click on the link. Thank you, everybody. We actually we picked up 2 patrons. Let me get to that. We picked up 2 patrons this week. for, we got, let's see, was it, where did it go? I think it goes to my other email for that. Yeah, it's, I should have, actually, I should just look it up. I should have done this ahead of time. But I'm getting, because it's all getting mixed up with all the emails that I get. I'm getting emails on everybody's donations, which is great. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dan Allen edited a membership. I'm not sure if he was already a member and then he edited, or he became a member and then edited it. But I have that. So Dan Allen, patron, and Nathan Reed, new member as well, $10 member. So thank you, Nathan.
Yeah,
and they also
thanks,
obviously made donations. So thank you guys very much for that. But yeah, you can go to the page. It's funny, a lot of people do it anonymously on the page, but obviously I know. So, but yeah, that's going well. I think we are, I wanted to get the spreadsheet done before the show. I didn't get a chance, but I think we're well over $1,000 now just on the donations to his page, never mind what the patrons and then YouTube too. So keep it coming. Thank you very much. And yeah, again, go to the show notes, but we're raffling off a Kaleidoscape M, Trip to Cedia, Aura's bookshelf speakers, SVS SB 1000, and Paul Hurt, and the Indiana Jones 5-movie custom made box set. So, but yeah, a lot of reasons to donate. First and foremost is for Movember. So it's a great cause. So yeah, go to the links in the show notes and follow the instructions to get in on the raffle and donate to a great cause. So
yeah, absolutely. Just before we go, Paul says he's saying about a cruise. Said he could install an awesome cinema rig on a cruise ship and we'd be set.
Yeah.
Paul, the next time you speak to John Thompson, and I know obviously he's local, get him to show you the pictures of Steven Spielberg's theater on his yacht that was given to him as a birthday present by Kate Capshaw and was $500 million. And that was a birthday present. And John,
what do you get for the man that has everything? Oh yeah, a yacht.
Penicillin. That's not mine. I can't claim that as mine.
I know. Yes, thank you on that. Oh God.
But yes, it's very cool. His I think it was John calibrated it, and there are he's got some very cool pictures of Spielberg's cinema, and some good stories about the calibration as well.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the chat. Thank you to all the patrons. Thank you for all the support. We're doing great things between the patrons supporting us in the way they can. We're able to give away a Cedia trip this year. Hopefully we can do more next year. But yeah, it helps us run the show, keeps us we're already inspired, but it keeps us, really gets us going into more things we can do. So I really appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, it's a blast to see our numbers are growing every week in the chat. I remember Steve and I and John, when we'd sit here and go, oh my God, look at the numbers now. And it's like, yeah, we're double, triple that when we never thought it'd be like this. So
true.
It's lively, and you're coming at us from all different places. That you got Twitter, Twitter and YouTube, and everybody's in there, but everybody sees the chat, so it's pretty cool. So thank you very much. We'll be back next week with another Takeover Tuesday. Not sure what yet. And then, of course, Steve and I will be back. Maybe John will drop in. Who knows? But until then, you know what you got to do.
Go push play. What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.